So question 7 from paper 1 of the 2016 Higher Maths. 4 marks, little vector question. It gives you 3 vectors. Express, notice, in terms of multiples of the unit base vectors, as they're called, this I, j and k. It's always a pest time to write these out, because then you have to put the little squiggles under them to show they're vectors, because they're actually moves. So that I is a move of 1 unit in the x direction, j is a move of 1 unit in the y direction, and k is a move of 1 unit up in the z direction. It says, find, for 2 marks, f, h. Well, you're just going to be using stepping stones here, because this tells you how to get from F to G, and this tells you how to go from G to H, and they match each other. So you step from F to G to H, wherever they happen to be. Now, you can leave it in this form if you like, or you could think, what does that mean written as a column vector, because it's easier to put it that way. That's -2, -6, 3, and that's 3, 9, -7. So it'd be easier to write here -2, -6, 3 plus 3, 9, -7, rather than writing out this plus this and then adding them together. You've got -2 plus 3 gives you 1, -6 and 9 gives you 3, and 3 and -7 takes you back 4. You get 1 mark from making the statement that to get from F to H, you can just follow those 2 pathways, and you get 1 mark for putting it in this form, and it says, except writing it as column vectors. But using the principle of putting things back the way you found it, I would interpret that as 1 step for I, plus 3 steps of j, minus 4 steps of k for FH. But there's no need to do that, because that gave you the second mark. Now the second part is, hence or otherwise find FE. What's the move from F to some other point E? Well, that would just be go from F to G, go from G to H, and then go from H to E. Only thing is, it doesn't tell you how to get from H to E. It tells you how to go from E to H. Well, that's not a problem, because you just do the reverse of that move. So that would be go from F to H, because I know how to get there now. But then instead of saying plus EH, which wouldn't make sense, I'd have to say plus I'll go from H to E, which is the reverse of that. Again, in column form, that would be 1, 3, -4, and HE is the negative of that, so you could either put plus and then put -2, -3, -1, or you could have put minus EH. You could have put FH minus EH, and then just have put this minus just the 2, 3, 1. And that gives you 1 take away 2 is -1, that's 0, and that comes to -5. So 1 mark, same as before for identifying the pathway, either writing FH plus HE or FH minus EH, and 1 for the answer, which they accept in the column vector form. But I'm going to put it back the way I found it. They were all expressed as multiples of the unit base vectors. So this would be -1 lot of I, no lots of j, so I don't need to mention it, minus 5 lots of k. But that got your second mark anyway.